Hi, welcome to another Chat with Deb. Today we're going to talk about Digital Learning Day, which is Wednesday, February 5th, and I thought I would share with you some great sites you can use with your students in your classroom. Most of these sites I'm going to share with you today do not require a student login or an account, so it's something that you can integrate and use easily with what you're already doing on Digital Learning Day. So I'm hoping these are useful and helpful to you. So here's a site that my students have used in the past called Big Huge Labs. Big Huge Labs lets you bring in your photos that you have and do different things with them that are really unique and kind of fun. So as I'm scrolling down here on my page, you can see that there are different types of projects that you can create with your photos. So a movie poster, a jigsaw, a map maker, and so on and so forth. What I thought we're going to do in our classroom for our students is we're going to make trading cards. So I'm going to click on this trading card one. And we're going to think about our favorite site or Web 2.0 tool or game that we like to use or play on the computer. So students are going to find an image that goes with that game. In my case, I'm going to use Scratch, which is a site my students have been really loving lately on learning how to code. So I'm going to bring in a picture of Scratch. Then the next thing I have to do is fill out some information that will go on my trading card right here. So I filled out my information on Scratch. I gave it a little subtitle and talked about how I love Scratch because it lets me create really great projects, but I can also share them out and see other people's projects. I can also pick a style here. And then when I scroll down, you can pick icons to go on. These little icons just look kind of cute when you get all done. You can choose where your icons are going to be. And then you hit create. It does take just a minute to create it. So here's my trading card that I created on Scratch. And now it gives me an option to download and save this image right to my computer. So if I download this, I can then print it out and we could have trading cards and we could share them with our classmates and share all the sites we love. And then kids can try out some of those sites on Digital Learning Day. So I think Big Huge Labs will be a big hit in my classroom. Have you heard of jigsawplanet.com? This is a great site that we're going to use on Digital Learning Day. If you go to the site, there are free puzzles that the kids can solve, so they can just click on one and go ahead and try to move those puzzle pieces around and try to snap them together and put the puzzle together. One thing I like is it doesn't let you have a little ghost preview of what the puzzle is going to look like if you want to see it. You can also click right here and see the whole time what the puzzle is supposed to look like. That's kind of nice. But what I'm going to do is create my own jigsaw puzzle. So I'm going to hit the create button. I'm going to choose that same Scratch image that I had before. You could also have the kids create their own images, take a picture of them up with a camera or iPad, and then upload those into Jigsaw Planet. You can choose how many puzzle pieces you want your puzzle to be to make the puzzle more difficult or easier. I'm going to make this one really easy. I can choose this shape or this shape, etc. I can also choose that my puzzle pieces can be rotated, or if I don't click this, they'll already be in the correct orientation and I would just need to click and drag them together. So now I'm going to hit my create button. It'll take just a second for it to create my puzzle. Here it is. Again, I can hit that ghost and see how these pieces are supposed to go together, so I can kind of get some help with that if I need it. Sort of like this. The help isn't even really helping me, is it? So I can do it this way, or I can remove that ghost and just try to put those puzzle pieces together on my own. When I'm ready, if I want to share this with others, you can click up here in the right corner where it says share, and there's some social media sites to share it on. You can also email it to someone. Or what we do in our classroom is hit the embed button, and then instead of using the embed code, which we could if we wanted to embed it on a site, we could do that, but we just copy the URL address. And then we put those URL addresses into a Google Doc, and then everybody has them. We can click on each other's puzzles and solve each other's puzzles. So Jigsaw Planet is a great site that lets you do something a little different digitally with your puzzles. I hope you enjoyed this one. QR codes are another really fun thing that you can do for Digital Learning Day. So I want to talk about two different sites that work really well for creating QR codes and also for scanning them. So this is called QR Stuff. The site itself looks a little busy, But our students, who are 5th graders, were able to do this just the other day, and they were pretty successful at it. What you first need to do is have a website URL. So what we did was we created book reviews. So here's the sample book review that we created for the students to use as an example. And then this is just created on a Google Doc. We just went to the share button and got the link. So if you click share and copy this link and make sure that the setting is set to anyone who has the link can view it, we copied that link, and then when we went to QR code stuff, we just had to paste the link into here. Next, we could pick whatever color we wanted our QR code to be. So the kids had fun choosing just the right shade or color that they wanted. And then they just scroll down below and we just told them to click on download. There's also a print and an email button. We just said hit that download button and it downloaded that QR code directly to their computers. So from there we opened them up and printed them off. So it might look something like this when they're finished. From there you can do two things. If you have iPads available in your classroom, you could use that iPad to scan your QR code. So I have my iPad here and my QR code, and I'm just going to hold that in the front here and let it scan that QR code, and then it will automatically load my page or whatever my QR code has scanned. In this case, I actually scanned the URL of the Scratch website. So you could also have your kids just share out websites they like and the URLs and put those onto the QR stuff. So that's an easy way to do it. There's one other way. If you don't have iPads available to your students, there's another site that I like to use. It's called QR Island. And what's great about QR Island is not only does it let you create a code, if you click right here, it will let you create a code, but also it will let you decode a QR code. And right here, do you see where it says use my webcam? You could click that, and then the kids could hold their QR code up over their webcam and scan it. And then it'll take a picture of that QR code and decode it. So QR Island's a great way to decode any QR code if you don't have iPads available. So maybe you could do a little QR code project for Digital Learning Day using either QR Stuff or QR Island. Another great site to use with your elementary students is called abcia.com. I'm on this site right now. If I scroll down, you can see that there are some fun educational games students can play. There's also different apps that can be downloaded onto your iPad. But what I want to talk about is another site from ABCia called abcia.com/animate. On this site, students can create an animation. So right here you can see there is a tutorial you could play for your students, or they could watch to see how to learn how to use this. I'm just going to hit the go. What students are basically doing here is they're creating different frames of animations to play out like a little movie when they're done. So I'm going to scroll here and get an image. When you go to the images, there's different categories you can pick from. So I'm going to pick an animal. We'll take this little dog right here. I can take that dog and I can flip him and make him face the other way. And I can also move him somewhere else on the screen. I can add a background. So if I go on here and look at the different backgrounds, I can find one that works. Your background stays a little opaque until the end, then it'll show up when you play your movie. And maybe we'll get a person here. I'll choose this guy. And I'll put the guy over here. And what we're going to do now is create an animation where the dog walks to the man. So this is frame 1. I'm going to copy this frame to frame 2 and then just move the dog a little bit along. I'm going to copy the frame to frame 3 and move the dog a little closer. Copy the frame again and move the dog a little closer. And finally, the dog will meet the man. Now what I can do is play this animation, and you can see my little dog running to the man. Let's do it again. So the students have a great time putting their objects in and making them move all around. There are a lot of other tools that your students can explore. And when they're all finished, they can actually save this. If you click right here on save, you can save it as a full, a half, or just a quarter show. The smaller the save, the quarter show or half show, will take up less space on your computer. So Try abcia.com/animate with your students on Digital Learning Day. I think they'll like it. Well, I sure have had fun showing you some great sites that you can use on Digital Learning Day with your students. I will also put some additional sites and links below my blog post so that you have plenty of resources and plenty of places to go to for Digital Learning Day. As always, it's been really fun sharing technology with you, and I really do appreciate all of your comments and feedback. So let me know if there's any questions you have or anything that you're going to do special on Digital Learning Day. I'd love to hear about it. Well, until next time, I hope that you are well, and I hope we talk again soon. Bye-bye, everyone.